2021 Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic on ESPN. With Diamond Head itself serving as the backdrop, we bid you aloha from beautiful Honolulu, Hawaii. And boy, does that feel good to say. After a hiatus last year, Holiday Hoops returns to the islands. 4 games on the docket here on day 1, and it begins with the matchup between Northern Iowa out of the Missouri Valley Conference at 4-5 on this young season, taking on the Liberty Flames, 7-4 out of the Atlantic Sun. And inside Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center alongside Brooke Weisbrod, I'm Kanoa Leahy. And Brooke, first off, it's great to have you back in the islands as well. And we got a pretty intriguing matchup here to get things started.
Yeah, I think so. You know, these are 2 teams that people perhaps don't know a lot about, but 2 teams that we can definitely see in the NCAA tournament. Postseason potential with some guys. Again, you may not know their names right now, but by the end of the day, I bet you will.
Yeah, one of those names, Darius McGhee. This guy is not shy when it comes to hoisting the basketball from distance.
You could be looking at the next Steph Curry in the making. Undersized, but tons of athleticism. Just 5'9", 150 pounds. He's taken the most threes in the country already, has knocked quite a few of them down. And you're going to know about Darius McGhee today. This could be his breakout tournament.
Averaging almost 19 points per game. And again, not shy when it comes to putting up the basketball from outside the property line. And it is Liberty controlling here to get things started. Both teams coming in on 2-game win streaks, with Liberty having defeated East Carolina on the 17th, 74-64. And you have Northern Iowa having won at Marshall on the 18th, 75-60. Step back here, McGhee. And he's unable to get his first shot attempt to go. The rebound off to Nate Heisey, 6'4" freshman from Lake City, Minnesota.
You're going to see a lot of offense run through McGhee for Liberty. And one of the things we learned about him from Coach Richie McKay was his ability to separate. So even if you put a bigger defender on him, he actually prefers that, Kanoa. Got some speed and quickness to get the shot off.
Yeah, he's averaging 18.7 points per game. A.J. Green. Very much the go-to guy offensively for UNI, but still scoreless here about a minute in. McGhee, that one off the heel, and a good box out there underneath by Titan Anderson. Another freshman on this Panthers squad. Ball out of bounds, and it'll stay in this same direction. Here's Cole Henry, 6'9", redshirt freshman. He's a big guy, but they'll often run the offense through him. He's the team leader in rebounds and assists. The takeaway, though, for Liberty, and we got a foul underneath as Shiloh Robinson gets hit on the way up. Take a look at the Liberty starting lineup, and well, we mentioned McGhee. Kyle Rode, though, might be one of the X factors. Head coach Richie McKay says he is maybe as good a leader as he has ever been around.
Yeah, you talk about point forwards, and Kyle Rode is that guy. 6'7", 220 pounds, and one of the best leaders that you'll ever have on a team. In fact, we heard him yesterday in practice talking to the coaches saying, hey, we need to run some more defense. No, I've never heard a player talk about that.
Yeah. That's not usually a request on behalf of the players at practice as you take a look at the Northern Iowa starting 5. And again, Cole Henry, very similarly to Kyle Rode, oftentimes will initiate the action. This time he kicks out to Heisey. Extra pass and a 3-ball goes for Taiwan Pickford, 6'4" senior from Minneapolis, Minnesota. He's averaging 5.5 points per game, one of those super seniors on the roster.
Yeah, UNI moves the ball very well. They hit about 9 threes a game. They're going to run the offense through A.J. Green, but as you can see, quick ball movement. Good hands by Pickford there.
A miscommunication there for the Flames.
Great backdoor cut.
Along, yeah, the baseline, and that's Heisey getting fouled. Liberty is led by head coach Richie McKay, actually in his 2nd stint at the top of the program. His 9th season overall, and all he's done is lead this program to regular season and conference tournament championships in the Atlantic Sun the last 3 years.
Done a phenomenal job taking a team from 333rd in the NCAA to 5 straight 20-win seasons, 3 straight ASUN championships.
On the other side, Ben Jacobson in his 16th season. How about this? He is coaching officially today in his 500th game.
Got the great experience, and UNI has come to be a team that no one wants to face. Tournament time, they're that scary team, right? If they're team, maybe I should pick them in my bracket just because. Yeah, you should probably take a look at it.
So a 4-1 advantage here for the Panthers. And that pass in traffic somehow gets home to Blake Preston, freshly inserted into the game. 4th year with the Liberty program. He is old school, according to Richie McKay, and he gets it done underneath.
I don't mind a little old school. I miss old school.
And there is old school grabbing the defensive rebound.
You need players who play that type of game, right? Set screens, get you rebounds. Nothing too flashy, just here to put in the work.
A hesitation move by McGhee. And McDowell step back from the corner. That one goes in and out.
You'll see the spacing for you and I. They're going to play 4 out, 1 in. So that will really stretch the defense, Kanoa. It gives you the ability to attack, come off screens, come off the dribble, look inside, quick passes. That's a great offensive set there.
And a good look for Henry, but couldn't get it down. You talk about the defense for Liberty. Of course, it is known as that pack line defense that Richie McKay brought over after his time on the staff under Tony Bennett at Virginia.
And that's why a 4 out, 1 in offense helps to create shots for you, because pack line means you're going to drive right into a wall, a pack of wolves. And so that defense is so effective at UVA. Coach McKay brought that into his program here at Liberty, and that's one of the reasons for their success, is because the defense, it's sort of this hybrid between man and zone. Again, you drive into a wall of players, and it makes you change your mind about continuing to put the ball forward.
Here's Henry, 4 minutes into this one. And now A.J. Green off the handoff. 3-ball up by Pickford, and that's his second from downtown.
And that's one thing about UNI. They're a disciplined offense, right? So they're not going to take quick shots or shots that are poor in nature. They're going to keep working for that open look. And they definitely did there, and Pickford made him pay.
Pickford was just 1 of 12 from the land of 3 coming into this game. He's now 2 of 3 here this morning. Good kick out by McGhee. McDowell unable to hit though.
You know what helps sometimes get you really involved in the game? So Pickford has the assignment of guarding Darius McGhee. Knowing you've got the other team's best player, it makes you lock in initially. You have to come with the offense, that energy, on defense. A lot of times that helps you play better offense.
Van Zandt picking up the foul. 15:21 left to play in the first half, and it doesn't get much better than this. Holiday Hoops returning to the islands. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Hawaiian Airlines. Hawaii flies with us. Outrigger Hotels and Resorts, where local culture meets world-class hospitality. And Dollar General, where you save time and money every day. Well, when the morning set of games here today is over, I'm sure Brooke Weisbrod will be taking some of those waves off of Waikiki Beach, and the wonderful statue of the Olympic legend and former ambassador of Aloha here in the islands, Duke Kahanamoku. Well, a 10 a.m. start time for this one here locally, Brooke, and Liberty right now perhaps not quite fully awake, just 1 of 6 from the field to start.
Yeah, UNI's defense has been solid to start this game. They don't foul. They've got the lowest fouls in the NCAA at only 11 a game. So they're going to play in front of you, keep you contained, and force you to hit good shots. And Liberty, without Darius McGhee getting going, they've had to find somebody else to do that. And so far, there's a lid on the rim for the Liberty Flames.
Offensive rebound, though, and a putback by Austin Fife, 6'9", 250-pound redshirt junior. He's averaging 7 points per game. Preseason All Missouri Valley Conference second-team selection.
So you can understand at that size, 6'9", 250, why they would want to get him the ball on the block and just let him go to work.
Brody Peebles, another miss there for the Flames. So not living up to their nickname just yet here in the early goings of this first game of the day 1 slate, Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic.
And right now the Panthers doing a great job on the boards. Not allowing Liberty second chances. That's good defense by Micaiah Abii.
Yeah, Noah Carter getting bumped on the shot, and Rhodes going to pick up the foul. Officiating crew for this one, Marquise Pettigrew is the head referee, Bart Lennox and Nate Harris. And going to the free throw line, Noah Carter, 6'6", 230-pound sophomore. from Dubuque, Iowa. And he hits the first, a 78% free throw shooter coming in. A lot of upside, according to head coach Ben Jacobson, when it comes to Noah Carter.
Yeah, the X factor, one of them anyways, for this team. Coach Jacobson talks about how he has such a unique way of getting baskets. You love to have scorers who can put it on the floor, shoot mid-range, shoot from three-point line. That's that three-level score that they talk about, and that's something that Noah Carter brings to the table.
So it's a 7-0 run at the moment here for UNI. Can Rode end that run? Yes, he can. Right on cue. A 32% three-point shooter. Richie McKay referred to him as a unicorn. Another three try. This is Carter, and he responds immediately. So Panthers now 3 of 5 from distance. Extra pass, it's Rode. Can he go back to back? Yes, he can.
The last two possessions, what I've liked about Liberty is how Darius McGhee has, instead of forcing himself to take a shot, he's worked that momentum, his speed, into the advantage of getting others on his team shots. And Kyle Rode, one of the confident shooters on this team, they're finding him. He's got the hot hand right now.
Carter off the hesitation.
Wow.
It's going to be a blocking foul.
Seemed like he was set before the defender took off.
That was Isaiah Warfield trying to step in there, Brooke.
Yeah, let's see what Warfield, well, he was having the position before the defender, or before the offense, excuse me, gets up in the air, and it looks like he was still getting into position as the offensive player took off. So that's been one of those rules that's, always had some subjectivity to it, but I love the block charge. I love the attempts to take in a charge. I mean, that, to me, gives your team energy no matter what.
Meanwhile, Carter going back to the free throw line. He's made his first three. And second attempt on that trip rims out. So a 15-9 advantage here for the Panthers. McGhee, tough shot. He has yet to score here for the Flames.
You feel that he's forcing it a bit, right? Not utilizing the screen on the top of the key, trying to find something, but then using the screen on the wing to shoot a fadeaway three. That's a hard shot. If you haven't gotten yourself into the game yet, maybe try putting it on the floor and getting a close one in.
Oh, how about the move by Austin Fife?
Good luck trying to block that half. I don't know if that's happening.
5th year with this Northern Iowa program. Some veteran savvy on that series of moves in the post area. And that pass goes astray, intended for Shiloh Robinson.
Robinson trying to slip the screen, and he did, but just didn't get his hands up, ready for the ball.
Carter, oh, he went up with intention. Gets the and one. And right now, Noah Carter running things.
The energy I got from Carter that he's about to rip this rim down. Hard dribbles. Just one to get to the rim. That's what you love to see. Ball fake, one dribble, get to the rim. Going back to the line for the and one.
Brody Peebles picking up the foul. Noah Carter with 8 early points. Getting to the free throw line for what will be his 5th attempt already here in the first 8 minutes. And gets the friendly roll. Well, interesting, you have Darius McGhee averaging 19.5 points a game. You have A.J. Green on the Northern Iowa side averaging almost 19 a game. And both of those players so far scoreless.
Panthers have nailed their shots inside the three, and that's been one reason that their momentum has been a lot better in this game so far. Liberty moving the ball well, but at times forcing shots.
Robinson, good spin move, gets to the 10. And that ends a 6-0 Panthers run.
Great job by Carter. Robinson, excuse me, shoots 56% from the floor. You want to make it easy on yourself. You're struggling from the floor, driving.
And Carter is grooving right now.
Yeah, he is.
That's 5 straight made field goals for Northern Iowa, and Carter has 11 points to lead everybody. Micaiah Micaiah Abii, number 24 for Liberty. Tried to pass it underneath to Van Zandt, but that opened up the look from Shiloh Robinson, who drills it. For Robinson, his 4th made 3 of this young season. Runner by Bowen off the mark, and a chance here for Liberty to cut further into this deficit. 3-ball, McDowell got it.
Liberty likes that corner 3 shot. They utilize Darius McGhee using that top of the key screen. And that allows him to either put the ball on the floor or make that pass into the corner for that quick 3. And it's worked well for Liberty to get the shots. They just haven't knocked it down just yet.
Turned around by A.J. Green is short. And so now it's Liberty on a 6-0 run. McGhee with the left gets in the book.
That's where you see his blazing speed and quickness. He's got such tight handles that, again, when he utilizes that screen well and gets into traffic, he can really weave, create separation like he told you about, and it finishes nicely with the left hand.
The reigning Atlantic Sun Player of the Year was also the conference tournament MVP a season ago. Here's Noah Carter, and that time draws nothing, bounces out of bounds. And Darius McGhee and company have awakened here in Honolulu.
Yeah, Darius McGhee, you knew he was going to pop off at some point. Got a slow start. But again, this is how you get yourself going. You drive, you get to the rim. Nice finish off the glass for McGhee. He's got to be feeling good now.
And it's yet another spectacular day in Honolulu, Hawaii, and after trailing by 11, Liberty on an 8-0 run has gotten back within 3 of Northern Iowa, 22-19 with 9:45 to go in the first half.
One way that Liberty opens up their offense is the screen at the top of the key. Here you see the screen set, and instead of going off the screen this way, McGhee is going to find that corner 3 that we've been telling you about. So he has a high screen to work with. The defense recognizes it. He pulls it up. One pass, well, gets to the corner, almost. The wing shot for Kyle Rode to knock down the 3.
Yeah, the comeback trail, more like the comeback road. Rode hitting back-to-back 3s, and that really is what sparked Liberty, seemed to get him off the schneid a bit.
Got to just keep going. You know, sometimes these morning games, these are teenage guys, right? So it's going to take them time to wake their bodies up, get ready to go, get a good sweat on in this game. And always the first day of tournament games, you just feel a little tight, right? You want to have a good showing. You want to make sure you spend all this time to get out here. So you want to win games. Okay!
My word.
Woo!
Micaiah Abii saying aloha to the fans here at Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center. It's a 10-0 run now for Liberty, and that shot was off the mark from Cole Henry.
Bringing some muscle in this game with Abii. Listed at 6'2", 220, but that feels undersized. I want to make sure I got that right. I think it's 6'7". I think I gave him a few less inches.
Abii, who came out like gangbusters last season, then saw his minutes dwindle a little bit as the year wore on, but boy, did he make a splash. Good splash connection there between Van Zandt and Shiloh Robinson, who dunks it in, and it is now a 12-0 Flames run.
Liberty's figured out how to score inside. They weren't doing that at first. They were going after the 3, trying to get that going, but now that they've scored inside, UNA has got to answer.
Izzy unable to do so. Going way up for the offensive board was Pickford. He was up in the atmosphere.
Big time board for Pickford. He's got some pops.
He's got 8 points. Your thoughts on the pace here at this juncture of the game?
It's felt methodical. You know, I don't think we've seen a lot of fast break opportunities just yet. You got guys that want to work for the best shot, which makes sense, right? You've got a Liberty team with a bit of a UVA background with Coach McKay coming from there, so they're going to work for a good shot. And the same thing, UNI is a disciplined team. Their thought is to go inside out, run it through A.J. Green, try to go inside if they can.
Oh, and Cole Henry was looking for Green, but he zigged when he thought he would zag. It goes out of bounds. And that brings us to another timeout, but Micaiah Abii banging above the rim for Liberty. It's a 1-point contest in the Islands. Bowl Mania rolls on tonight with the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl. Running back Tyler Beatty set the Missouri single-season rushing record this year. He leads the Tigers against an Army team that is second in the nation in rushing yards per game with their triple option flexbone offense. It could be a ground and pound type of battle. Our coverage starts at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN and the app.
What do you think basketball players have to learn a lot of plays? Football guys, it's a whole binder. Triple option flex bone on 3. Ready? Break. What? No thanks.
Yeah, that should be a pretty fun matchup. If you like that old school type of physical football too. Well, 12-2 Liberty run. They trailed by 11 at one point in this opening frame. Closing in on 7.5 minutes left to play in the first half. This is game 1 of the Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic. 4 games on the docket for you. And bodies hitting the floor here. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Abii has to get it up. Instead, he gives it up. Shiloh Robinson unable to hit from straight away.
Again, good defense by the Panthers. They don't foul, they just contain. Their bigs coming hard off those screens to really make McGhee work to come around that screen. They high hedge, which means they step in front of the screen and make you dribble a wide arc around it.
Double team there, and Fife in some trouble, goes cross court off the fingertips of Robinson, finds Green, and then after a couple of pump fakes, it's put up and in by Titan Anderson.
That was great defense by Liberty in the right place, that corner, especially in front of the bench. So the bench can be loud. It kind of adds more anxiety to Fife, but he did a good job of looking cross court. That's the pass that's going to be open.
So interesting to hear these two head coaches talk. Very parallel in the way they emphasize the defensive end of the floor. And they say, hey, if you want to play, if you want to get on the floor, you better get on the defensive end and make some noise. Making some noise from distance, though, is Micaiah Abii. We saw the dunk, and now we see the 3. He's doing a little bit of everything.
Yeah, he's been a guy that's showing more consistency after a year, his freshman season, that was inconsistent. He has defense, that was an issue, but he's shown to really want and earn some more playing time so far today.
Yeah, started well, though, as mentioned. 19 points in his freshman debut against Purdue as A.J. Green is able to stick it for his first points of the game. But getting back to Abii, had 29 points in his first 2 games as a freshman, the most by a Liberty freshman since Seth Curry, if you may remember, actually did start at Liberty. That was back in 2008.
Right. So, I mean, you can have that blind success as a freshman because you just don't know any better, right? You go in playing hard, and that's a tough shot by McGhee, off balance. Then all of a sudden, the defense takes notice of you. Oh, we do have to pay attention to you. It steps up, and then you got to learn new ways to score. You got to hit that next level.
That's right, moving up the scout, as they say, right?
That's right. I had a pretty good freshman season. Sophomore was a little more difficult, and then junior year, I don't know what happened, but I couldn't hit a shot to save my life. So I ended up focusing on defense that year instead, but that really helped. And you build that confidence and that hard work. And then all of a sudden you got a whole new skill set to bring in. And it's actually really fun to prevent other people from scoring. It almost feels as good as scoring yourself. You're like, you know what, if I'm miserable, you're gonna be miserable too.
Shiloh Robinson picking up that last foul, by the way, his second. We are knotted at 28. Under 10 on the shot clock here for UNI. Green. Oh, had to hang in the air. Good challenge. It almost went, though. Trickles off the rim, but the good contest by Vincent.
Strong shot from A.J. Green, and that's one of the things Coach Jacobson told us about, was that his strength has been exceptional. Since his sophomore year, he's really put the work in the weight room. Moves much better. If you don't hit a shot like that or attempt a shot like that without getting in the weight room.
McGhee, quick trigger 3,
splash. That's a pretty, right? Gives you a little idea of how much McGhee, how dangerous, I should say, he is from the three-point line.
Came in leading the nation in attempted three-pointers, was 6th in made threes, gets another one there. All kinds of bodies on the deck. And an air ball 3 from the right corner by Pickford, but Darius McGhee getting the volume turned up a little bit here in the arena.
Has hit 41 coming into this tournament, and that was no hesitation. He said, oh, you're gonna give me an inch? I'm gonna let you know. Give me 3 of those.
Already the career Liberty University three-point leader. He's got 7 points. Pickford put it in on the floor, and that one wiped away by Blake Preston. Here's Peebles along the baseline. Wave off the bucket. It's going to be a foul against UNI.
Great job by Preston. Help side, reading it. McGhee goes for the fake, but Preston does not. That's where old school comes into play. We're not going to fake out Blake Preston. Good size, 6'9", 225 pounds. He's had 7 starts this season. Started 21 of 29 games last year, so he can give you that experience that you need.
Seconds to shoot. Here's Rode. Van Sant sets the feet. That one a little long. Carter stopping and popping. So 3.5 minutes left here in half number 1. A pretty competitive one, even though it was Northern Iowa jumping out to the early 11-point lead.
Uncharacteristic quick shot for Northern Iowa. You know, they haven't scored in the last 2.5 minutes, so even though Carter's been hot for this game, I don't know if that's the shot necessarily that Coach Jacobson wanted to see.
Strong drive by Rode. The finish not there, though, and here's A.J. Green. Just 2 points, just 3 attempts as well for A.J. Green. That time, though, draws the defensive foul. And we got a 3-point contest here with 3:03 left in the first half. Does it feel good to have Holiday Hoops back in the islands after a year off last year? The Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic is underway. Welcome back to Honolulu, Hawaii. Day 1 of the Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic. We got 4 games coming up for you. Liberty, Northern Iowa battling as we speak. Then we got Wyoming off to a 9-1 start this season, taking on Stanford out of the Pac-12. BYU, which got off to such a hot start to begin this season, they'll take on South Florida. And then Vanderbilt with head coach Jerry Stackhouse, featuring guard Scottie Pippen Jr., taking on the host Rainbow Warriors to round out day 1. Which matchup stands out to you aside from the one we're watching at the moment?
Yeah, you know, I really I'd like to see Vanderbilt. You know, with having Coach Stackhouse there, it just kind of brings a whole different allure, right, to the program. So I want to see what they're working with. Also, BYU, haven't gotten a real good look at them yet this year, so it'd be nice to see them in person.
So that foul prior to the break, the 7th team foul against Liberty, sending A.J. Green to the free throw line for the bonus. Yeah, getting back to Scottie Pippen Jr. out of Sierra Canyon. And Sierra Canyon actually in town with Bronny James and company playing in a local prep tournament, the Iolani Classic, held at my alma mater, Iolani School. And so some interesting synergy taking place there.
Also, we got some star power in the house. That's what you're saying.
The drive by Abii. The lane just cleared for the big truck.
Yeah, I think I'd get out of the way too. Number 50, Austin Fife, 250 pounds. Probably going to give him some space to work with.
Oh, and a good play along the baseline to send the possession Liberty's way. That was Isaiah Warfield getting it done.
Good hands and defense. First by Peebles, and then Warfield to keep the ball in play and get the ball back to Liberty. It's those 50-50 balls, right? The hustle plays that will end up benefiting you in the end. Good job by Abii not to force that after the tough catch. You get rewarded with a 3.
The 3rd made triple for Kyle Rode here in this first half. And the lead is now 7 for Liberty. Another miss there for Northern Iowa. They have missed their last 5. Meanwhile, Liberty enjoying its largest lead of the first frame.
So after the mishandle, Abii gets a grip on the ball, and instead of perhaps panicking, making a tough decision, he might have done that as a freshman, right? But that's where you see growth moments. Instead, he feels the defense on him. He looks outside. Where's the better shot? Finds Rode. Gets the 3.
McGhee trying to find Abii cutting to the hoop, but it's deflected out of bounds. Good defense there by Fife. Yeah, it just looks like Liberty has settled in. They seem to be much more comfortable in some of their offensive action.
Yeah, and they've really held the Panthers to no shots, no field goals the last almost 4.5 minutes. So the defense from the Flames really stepped up.
You see that number in the lower third, 25-7 run over the last 10 minutes here for Liberty, turning this thing around, and McGhee adds to it.
Get low, give me a step back, give me a follow through. The arc on that three, that's McGhee, that's 5'9", 150 working for you. This is what we're talking about, separation. See how low he gets? Little step back, good footwork over number 32, Titan Anderson at 6'6".
To get revved up, but as advertised, Darius McGhee with that feathery flick, dropping a couple of threes, and Liberty has completely flipped the script here in the first half. At one point trailed by 11, they're now up double figures.
McGhee has a quiet nature about him. He's a humble guy from what we hear from Coach McKay, but he's speaking real loudly right now with his game. And it is smooth, right? I like it. That feathery flick, that's a great way to describe it.
Nice flick there by Nate Heisey, the freshman from Lake City, Minnesota. Able to drop the mid-ranger. He's averaging 9.5 points per game, was Missouri Valley Conference all-freshman selection last year. And a timeout taken by the Flames.
Timeout. Flames. 30-second timeout.
So 8-point advantage here for Liberty. Want to take some time to mention the fact that thousands have been affected by southern and Midwest tornadoes. And so if you would like to help, please visit redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond and assist and help people recover from this disaster. Our hearts definitely go out to all of those who have been impacted. And so, yes, if you have the means to contribute in the recovery effort, please, we ask that you do so.
Yeah, it was just absolutely devastating to see the aftermath and the effects of what the tornado brought to the Kentucky area, to the Midwest, and I mean, it doesn't take but just 2 minutes for your entire life to change. So our heart goes out to the entire community.
Meanwhile, out of the timeout, under a minute to play here in the first half. McGhee, long three, that one rims out. If he had made that.
He's feeling it. That's a little heat check for you right there. Trying to get a 2 for 1. Trying to get maybe 2 threes before the half's over. They'll try and settle for another one.
Yeah, about a 10-second difference between the clocks. And that one goes through the legs of Fife.
We'll play for 1 now. Coach McKay holding up the fingers, saying let's just get one good quality shot before we head into the break, guys.
Down to 5 seconds. Bounce pass to McGhee. He wasn't cutting, certainly not at the speed that Abii was thinking he would, and so it goes out of bounds. 1.8 here for Northern Iowa to try something.
Yeah, you see McGhee kind of saying, hey, let's settle down, guys, and that was just too much pace on that shot, and that's where Abii made too quick of a decision there, right? Trying to get the ball into the hands of McGhee to end the half, but that possession felt forced for Liberty. Good defense, though, by UNI.
Inbound goes to Green. Will he hoist? He will, but that's how the first 20 minutes come to a close. Liberty trailing by as many as 11 early on. They closed the first half on a 28-9 run, and they have the advantage 39-31. So it is halftime here at the Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic. We will send it back to the studio after the break, and then we'll see you on the other side back here in Honolulu. He's still at halftime here in game 1 of day 1 of. Welcome back to the 2021 Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic on ESPN. It is the holiday season in Honolulu, Hawaii, and thankfully Holiday Hoops has returned. And as we get ready to start second half action In quarterfinal number 1 of day 1, Liberty leads Northern Iowa 39-31. Kanoa Leahy sitting alongside Brooke Weisbrod, and you talk about a topsy-turvy first half. It was Northern Iowa up by as many as 11, and then all of a sudden Liberty turned it on. They lead by 8. So how do the Panthers now respond, you think, here in the second frame?
Well, they're going to have to step up their three-point defense because Liberty hit 8 of 16 threes in that first half. So shooting 50% is not going to get it done if you're UNI. You got to focus on that defense. So even though you don't foul, you have to get more aggressive. Force Liberty to put the ball on the floor. You want to put them in panic mode, Kanoa. You want to force them into quick, tough shots. And so far, the Panthers doing a good job on the boards. They're +3 right now for rebounds. They can force Liberty into tough, off-balance shots, then grab the boards themselves. They've been doing a good job at moving the ball on offense, scoring, getting it inside, but we haven't heard a whole lot of AJ Green today. Just 1 of 4 so far for 3 points.
Seven seconds to shoot. Here is AJ Green. Tough step back jumper on the baseline. That was pretty.
Wow. Didn't expect him to get that kind of separation, but again, that's where when you put work in the weight room, you can do things like that. Your legs all the way up to the follow through. That's going to make a difference.
Yeah, Green coming off of a 29-point performance against Marshall. 75-60 win for UNI back on the 18th. That actually put him in the top 10 in career points within the Panthers program, as that shot from the corner by McDowell's off the mark. You had mentioned in the first half you thought Liberty, as Green rises up and draws nothing, McGhee with the rebound, you thought Liberty was maybe forcing the three-point shot a little bit too much early on. They started going to the basket, and then that opened up the three-point shot, and they started hitting them.
When McGhee started utilizing the high ball screen, deciding which way to go, that's where it forced UNI kind of on their heels defensively. He's so quick, so if he doesn't use it, he goes left, he's got this wing or the corner three to kick it out, or he can finish at the rim. So that's, to me, what changed the game, because he found a couple of open shots. Kyle Rode knocked 3 for 3 threes down. And that's really what got it going for Liberty, was Rode hitting threes, McGhee putting the ball on the floor, not being the one to have that weight on his shoulders to score.
Again, under 10 to shoot. Very deliberate possessions here early on. Rode came in to swipe it away, but he'll be called for the reach-in foul. A little overly aggressive that time. That's his second foul.
First team foul.
First ever meeting between these two programs. For Liberty, their first appearance in the Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic. UNI's been here before. Placed 6th in 2015, went 1-2 that year. And that was an awkward possession for the Panthers. They give it right back to Liberty.
You could feel like they didn't have anything going. Jacobson going to make a couple of substitutions here. His big guys who got it done for them in the first half. Noah Carter and Austin Fife checking in.
So to the bench goes Henry and Titan Anderson. You mentioned Noah Carter had those 11 first half points for Northern Iowa. He remains their top scorer. Under 10 now on the clock for Liberty. These two teams not in any hurry here to start the second half. Robinson, after a couple of pump fakes, blocked by Carter. Putback may have been blocked by the backboard. Either way, it's cleared by Carter.
Carter, a difference maker. The second he gets involved in the game, you kind of felt like Robinson, after the post dribbles 2 times, if you're going 3 and 4 dribbles, you got nothing. It's probably a lost shot after that. Good defense by Rode.
Yeah, the takeaway there. Flames coming back the other way on the floor. Here's McGhee. Hard drive. That one gets batted out of bounds by Nate Heisey. And it'll be last touched by McGhee, and so it's UNI basketball.
There's Carter defensively just walling up, staying with it, bodied up, good strength. That's where UNI not fouling. It's the lowest fouling team in the NCAA. And 2 good defensive possessions by the Panthers. Those substitutions making a big difference. Okay, big body fight.
Fight's going to the left. Rims out, rebound off to Preston. So we're buffering here a little bit in the first 3+ minutes of half number 2. Poke away, take away, Heisey all the way.
Heisey becoming one of the premier defenders on this team. Last season he was just a defender, but now he's learning how to score more. His first career double-double this season against Jackson State.
And another, that time unforced turnover for Liberty.
Panther defense stepping up. Good hands by Heisey, understanding that once McGhee gets into traffic, he's going to give it up, not force shots. So the help side with the deflection leads to the fast break bucket.
And
that's
that
a steal.
pass deflected and taken away. It's Van Zandt, buckle up.
Eyeballs on the rim there for Van Zandt.
Both teams did pretty good protecting the basketball in the first 20 minutes, but they've been giving it away. 'Tis the season of giving for sure, but certainly not what the coaches had in mind here to start this second half, and resulting in points at either end. Green, the late kick to Heisey. 3 up, 3 down. Heisey has 8.
We had a great line into watching that 3. The rotation was perfect. I don't think you get a better looking shot than that, coming off the fingertips of Heisey.
Road looking to give it up. Good find. McGhee was left alone in the lane.
Something McGhee does really well, we haven't talked about yet, is how well he moves without the basketball. When you've got a guy who can play and is in great shape, you know, I think about the Richard Jeffersons of the world and those guys who just have endless amounts of energy. They're so hard to stick with.
Reach-in foul on Van Zandt. But you see the defense leading to offense here for Liberty.
Yeah, Van Zandt looking out, getting his eyes on the rim. That'll be an energy play, getting the bench up, and then look at this 3. Rotation. Heisey. Then the backdoor cut. Catching Heisey, looking the other way. That's McGhee. It's a quick, easy 2 for Liberty.
Across the country where pool activities are encouraged during the holiday season, here, of course, in the islands, it definitely is. It is second half action here between Liberty and Northern Iowa, with the Flames up a handful. And Liberty has had some great success here as of late. Since the 2018-2019 season, that is the list of teams with the most wins. And Richie McKay is Liberty Flames with 89 right there, just 15 shy of Gonzaga. They are the only team in the country to have won regular season and tournament titles in their respective league the last 3 years. They have been, as it pertains to the Atlantic Sun, dominant.
I liked what he had to say too when we asked him, you know, how do you take a team from ranked 333rd to having 520 win seasons in a row? And he said that it's a commitment to having a shared experience and the culture of playing hard, competing, playing smart, being disciplined, playing together, a we over me mentality, and having a purpose where you all can trust each other. And that really describes this team really well. When you have that type of foundation, Kanoa, you're gonna get wins. And also a commitment to the pack line defense, and understanding how that works also gives teams some nightmares.
Noah Carter going to the line after the foul called on Blake Preston. Yeah, Coach McKay saying when it comes to pack line defense, it takes some of the younger kids a while to get used to it. Some of it is counterintuitive, perhaps based on what they've learned previously. He says it's a prerequisite, though, if you want to see the floor.
Well, I'm just going to assume a stat of at least 70% of high school kids, if not more, when they go to college, really don't know or have played defense yet. Right? You don't understand it. Defense is something that can be taught, and I mean, I was one of them too. I never played defense in high school. But once you get to college, if you are not committed to defending and rebounding, you're not going to see time, period.
And that's a defensive foul called against Anderson on the drive by Warfield. Well, I know how difficult this is as a bit of a tangent here for you personally, Brooke. Having starred at Coastal Carolina, you had some bitter battles with Liberty. As that shot from straight on by McDowell goes, and Liberty back up a half dozen.
Yes, yes. The Liberty women's team was a bit of a dynasty in the late 90s, starting then into the 2000s. We unfortunately lost to them twice in the Big South Conference Championship to get to the NCAA tournament. So it's still kind of the bane of my existence. I think about my college career, but it's been fun to be on this side of things. And Liberty hit the three, doing it on defense. Setting up well, Shiloh Robinson taking the charge. They say he's the best defender on the team. He can guard positions 1 through 5, and I loved his footwork there, getting his body ready, set up for the charge.
Yeah, pretty easy call there for the officials.
Back to work.
Here's Robinson now with the offensive end. How about that sequence?
When the ball has juice, when it moves like that, it gives you all the reasons to take those good three-point shots. Liberty hitting from behind the line today.
Shooting over 50% from distance, now 10 of 19, and a solid drive in response for the freshman Bowen Bourne. Did not play the first 2 games of the season, missed 5 weeks of practice, and so a bit of a late addition to the rotation here for Northern Iowa. It's taken him some time to get acclimated, but he's adjusted well.
Yeah, his shooting hand was injured, so that gives you issues. Then he got kneed in the quad, so that'll be another charge for Liberty. Warfield taking this one. These are all big-time energy plays. Drive, kick, looking back door. Got 4 players touching the ball in that possession. And then defensively, Warfield doing a great job moving his feet. AJ Green lowering his shoulder to get the charge call.
First foul on Green. But Green averaging almost 19 a game, still with just 5 here. As Liberty's done a pretty good job of limiting his success. McDowell rattles it home. You know, you talk so much about McGhee. Keegan McDowell, all he's doing is shooting 45% from downtown coming into this game.
Top 20 in the country. So yeah, you're right. We haven't talked a lot about him. It's been a lot of McGhee, but he's somebody you got to keep your eyes on.
Shot long from 3 by Carter. The lead is 10. Bit of a danger zone, you would say, for Northern Iowa here.
Well, it feels like Liberty's up by more than 10, the way they've been dominating this second half. So give credit to the Panthers for sticking around this game. They're a tough team. They're not going to go away quietly.
Drive by Warfield, a lot of contact, and the whistle comes. They're going to get Austin Fife for this one, and that's going to send Warfield to the free throw line.
If you're the Panthers, knowing you have to run out and defend against the 3 because they're shooting it well, you're going to be a little less hesitant to close out and wait for the drive. So that's good recognition by Warfield. Instead of shooting a 3, give him a little head fake, put the ball on the floor.
So with that free throw miss, Warfield has not been at the charity stripe very often here. He's 0 for 3 this season, but this is a guy who was a top 100 recruit, making him thus the highest rated recruit in program history.
A lot of potential. Good size and speed, what we're seeing already, and that's going to be obviously an area of improvement for him. If you're going to be a driver, you got to be able to knock down your free throws. Liberty barely getting to the line in this game anyways, but that's a product of the Panthers defense. Again, they don't foul. They're the lowest fouling team in the NCAA. Good double team by Liberty again. Fife getting out of it.
Pump fake. Green steps back behind the three-point line. Can't find the range right now. Fife working hard for the board. 3 ball is good by Heisey. He's been a bright spot.
They need a bright spot right now. They need their bench. They need their fan base. They need that energy the Panthers do to get back in this game because Liberty's brought it. They continue to knock down the 3. It's got to come from everywhere.
Micaiah Abii, a guy who played his high school ball in the state of Texas at Liberty High School, hitting the 3 for Liberty University.
You cannot help. Right now, if you're a defender for the Panthers, you got to pay attention to everybody.
Liberty three-point shooting has been stout. Brooke, 54% from downtown for the game.
And what do you do if you're UNI and you're trying to defend against the Flames who have had 5 guys hit 2 or more three-point shots? You're really extending your defense. It allows you, or it forces you, I guess I should say, to not play help side. You really got to stick with your man. So Liberty, as quickly as they're moving the ball, putting it on the floor, creating, ball is moving so fast, UNI cannot recover defensively. And even the big guys, let's pull the big guys out. Five's not probably used to having to defend against the 3.
You know, you see the season percentage, 35%, rounded up to 55% here in this game. They average just under 10 made threes per game as a squad, and they're 12 of 22 here this morning in Honolulu. So under 11 and a half minutes to play here in this second frame. It's time for the Panthers to get things going.
Yeah, AJ Green needs to really step up to be that guy. He's only 2 of 7. Carter came through in the first half. He's got 13 points. Heisey with 11 on 4 or 5 shooting. But there needs to be somebody else. It can't be these 2.
5 seconds to shoot. This has been a theme. Heisey now late in the clock to the rack. He's got 13.
Heisey's got deceptive speed, doesn't he? He turns that corner so quick, leading the team in steals, but man, give him the ball right now. He's been getting it done.
Yeah, hoops runs in the family. Both his parents played college basketball at the University of Wisconsin River Falls. Here's McGhee. Tough drive and the whistle late in the action. And that's going to bring us to another timeout. So it's Liberty up by 8, 55-47, 10:37 left to play in the opener of the Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic. Welcome back to day 1 of the Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic. We're amid game 1 of 4 coming your way here the rest of the day. Liberty and Northern Iowa battling as we speak. Then Brooke and I will be on the call for Wyoming Stanford at 5 Eastern. And then Roxy Bernstein and Corey Williams will be sitting in these seats for BYU versus South Florida and Vanderbilt versus Hawaii. This is one of those fields, there isn't necessarily that one undeniable standout team. This seems to be a tournament where the title is seemingly up for grabs.
Yeah, and so far Liberty is looking like they could really compete for that championship. The way they're playing, how confident they're shooting. Really got a good team effort today by the Flames.
A lot of whistles at this end of the floor, though, as that one will go against Heisey. That's his first personal. Team foul number 6, though, for Northern Iowa. So Liberty on the verge of getting into the bonus. Still got over 10 minutes left in the game. McGhee, catch and shoot. And that one from our angle looked like it had a chance. A little long there, though. But again, we have seen this team really at both ends. These offenses just wanting to work the shot clock down the home stretch.
What I enjoy watching about the way McGhee shoots the ball is he takes such little time from the catch to the shoot off the pass. It is all one motion. And that gives him an advantage for his size. At 5'9", 150 pounds, you got to do whatever you can, right, to create separation and have that quick release, and he understands that.
Abii. I believe that's his first miss of the game. He was previously 4 for 4. And now UNI coming up the other way. Now, it should be pointed out, Trey Burhow, 6'5" super senior who has started every game prior to this morning for UNI, has not seen the floor here in this game. We were not given any indication that he was not going to play.
And he's somebody who's a 1,000-point scorer, hits a couple of threes for you a game. Had 23 against their win over 16th-ranked Arkansas. Hit 7 threes actually in that game, Manila. So yeah, you wonder what it is, what the reason is why Burhow is not in the game, but he could certainly give them some help.
Good bucket there by Henry. Down to a 6-point differential. Shot off the mark by McGhee. Follow-up Robinson, the X factor, strikes again.
There's a quick shot by McGhee. Good job by Liberty to get the offensive board. But with the lead, there's no need for Liberty to rush through these threes. I know they were hot for a while, but now it's time to settle in. The culture of a game can change so much per possession. And for as hot as Liberty has been this entire game with threes, they might want to work the clock a bit now. Try to get a good shot inside. Go back in the paint.
3 ball off the mark by Rode, and Liberty has cooled a little bit from downtown. The pull-up shot for 3 there is off the mark by Bourne. So 8 minutes to play here. And Liberty intent on just keeping the pace nice and easy and relaxed here.
I thought that shot was too quick by Bourne. UNI has got to value every possession, and that wasn't a wide enough open 3 for me, but there's no such thing as that for Liberty. Keegan McDowell.
McDowell putting Liberty up 60-49. He is 4 for 8 from the field. All of his attempts have been from behind the arc, and he has made 4 of them.
Keegan McDowell, the redshirt senior. He has a high standard of excellence, and that corner 3 has been kind to the Flames. First half, second half, he says, bench, get up, show me some love.
Had some fans enjoying here game 1 of day 1 of the Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic. Liberty on top of Northern Iowa with 7:36 left to play, 60-49. Next up, it's Wyoming versus Stanford. The Cardinal getting ready to take the floor in just a little bit. We'll have about 20 minutes between the 2 games. Stanford, of course, out of the Pac-12, the team that played most recently before coming out to Hawaii.
Now you're going to want to keep your eye on number 55 for Stanford. Harrison Ingram in that game. Our high school recruiting expert, Paul Biancardi, has given us a great preview of Ingram coming out as the number 2 player in Texas. The X factor for this team, and as a freshman, doing some big things for the Cardinal.
Here's Green rising up, and that jumper was nice. 7:22 and counting down here. Northern Iowa within 9. We have been informed from various sources Trey Burhow did not make the trip with Northern Iowa. It is being referred to as a non-COVID related illness. And so, as mentioned, a big absence for the Panthers, who get the takeaway and then the give to Carter. Nice play there by Bourne, and then zooming up the floor, it was Noah Carter with the finish.
Catching Darius McGhee, looking over to the bench perhaps to get some guidance from coach, and the quick hands of Bourne. Good energy play. So the last couple possessions for the Panthers have been different, right? Out of that timeout, you felt like this team was different, making better decisions on shots offensively. And then here you see McGhee being soft and not paying attention for the ball, and then Carter with the easy lay-in. So McGee's got to kind of focus in and get layers it up here, because Liberty only a 7-point lead. Even though it feels like Liberty's dominated this game, the Panthers are right there.
Shot clock at 13. Shot clock, 13 seconds.
So some time being taken to sort out the clock to see exactly where it should be. They put the shot clock to 13. And Liberty will inbound off of the tie-up. Here is McGhee, and he hits the 3. Catch and shoot. That was nice.
That's a very hard shot to hit. Off the catch, a fadeaway 3 from the corner. Wow, that'll make up for a turnover real quick.
The response not there from Green. Yeah, Darius McGhee listed at 5'9". Put him in that 5'8", 5'9" range, but the guy has a 48-inch vertical, and so the quick release combined with the ability to get up off the floor on his shot, it's not as though he can't get this thing off, as evidenced right there. Shot off the mark that time, though.
Yeah, it certainly helps when you've got a big vert. Again, that is another thing that you can put in your arsenal to create separation.
Carter drills the 3. He now has 18 points to lead Northern Iowa.
Bench started to come alive a bit for the Panthers. They've been quiet compared to the Flames bench. Two totally different levels of energy.
McDowell pulls up from inside the arc, and that is his first attempt that was not a three-pointer. We're going to have a flopping warning given to Northern Iowa.
Well, Coach Jacobson was looking for the charge, and honestly, I don't blame him because I feel like there was a call similar to Liberty, and Jacobson just got teed up.
Technical foul on Panthers coach.
And he's arguing about that non-call on the charge right there. I mean, you could see him saying, hey, he took it right in between the numbers.
Definitely some contact, but I think not enough to knock him down. So I think the official quick to the call. And after getting a second look at it, I'm going to take back my criticism of the officials. It's a good call. Flop was right.
So McGhee hits the 2 free throws. It is 67-56, 5:23 left to play. So it's turning into a now or never type of stretch here for Northern Iowa. And Jacobson, he has been there, done that. He has seen just about everything. 16th season, the winningest head coach in UNI history. But right now, his team struggling to find a way offensively. Carter's been a bright spot, but off the mark there.
And this is where Liberty can trust their pack line defense, and where it's really going to force UNI into a tough spot, because as the game goes on and it gets tighter, it hurts to try and find more and better clear and consistent shots for UNI. When you're going up against that pack line defense, it wears you down. So as the game goes on, it's not like it's just going to open up.
Step back by McGhee, a little long there, and ball finally corralled by Bowen Bourne.
The Panthers are going to have to create some offense off their defense and get the pace going a bit more. Rode raises his hand knowing he fouled him on that play. But I think if you try to play in quarter court, half court offense right now after Northern Iowa, game over. They have got to pick up the pace a bit and force Liberty into some transition defense.
Well, the annual NBA on Christmas Day tradition continues with 5 of the best gifts anyone could ask for. The star-studded schedule starts at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on ESPN with the Hawks and Knicks. Then over on ABC, it's Celtics, Bucks, and Warriors, Suns. Nets, Lakers is on ABC and ESPN with the day capped off by Mavs, Jazz at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. That is a Christmas Day NBA lineup right there.
Yeah, I'll take all that. Morning to night.
And a bag of chips.
Yes. Well, probably a couple bag of chips if there's that many games.
So timeout taken by Northern Iowa. Yeah, that Warriors-Suns game is very intriguing. I think those have surfaced as the 2 teams that many people like coming out of the West and making it to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine it's going to be anybody else. I'd love to be surprised. I think it did the game well last year that Milwaukee took the title. I think to change things up, and you know, who knows if the Lakers are going to get it together this year or not. You feel like it's right there, like they're just kind of waiting around for the playoffs maybe, but man, so much talent. You're like, what's going on?
Yeah, and the Warriors don't even have Klay Thompson or James Wiseman back yet. I mean, imagine if Klay Thompson is anything like his former self upon his return. I mean, that's scary.
I think whether you're a Warriors fan or not, you got to cheer for Klay Thompson and what he's been through, the ACL, the Achilles tears. I mean, he's a likable guy. You just hope to see him return. There you go. That'll work.
Bourne going up top to Nate Heisey. Great pressure at midcourt by Austin Fife to initiate that sequence. In Northern Iowa with a little over 4 minutes remaining. Not ready to pack it in. McGhee, quick trigger. Wow.
He got an answer. He's got an answer for that. So smooth. You mentioned how humble he is. You haven't seen his expression change at all during this game. Doesn't get up, doesn't get down, but he's got that 20 points.
Yeah, 20 points right at his season average. blocking foul called against Liberty. Darius McGhee, referred to by head coach Richie McKay as one of the most beloved players he's been around. You can see a little bit why. It was UNI, though, with a little razzle-dazzle.
Yeah, that'll help. But if you're going to trade 2 for 3s, this game's already done for. But UNI getting some offense going, you got to get closer on McGhee. He will make you pay.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Hawaiian Airlines. Hawaii flies with us. Outrigger Hotels and Resorts, where local culture meets world-class hospitality. And Dollar General, where you save time and money every day. So a 70-59 advantage here for Liberty. We turn the final pole down the home stretch of this Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic opener, and Darius McGhee, as advertised here this morning, Brooke.
Liberty was quick to recruit him. They found him because Coach McKay was actually watching his son play, and McGhee played in the game after him. He had about 20 points or so in the first half, and Coach McKay said, "Who is that? I want to offer him right now." So McGhee has been stepping it up. He's the ASUN Player of the Year in the preseason, and you can see why. I love his confidence. I love his demeanor. I was a much more energetic player, but at times it didn't exactly serve me. So McGhee, at times when the game's gotten tight, he's taken over. Never seen his confidence waver.
Good feed up top. Green going down to Austin Fife, and he gets the bruise and the bucket and a chance to cut into this deficit.
Yeah, Fife, I'm surprised they haven't gone into Fife more in this game. That's just his 5th shot attempt of the game. He's got that body and that size. If he's that deep in the block, Noah, it makes no sense to me why they wouldn't try to find him. Slow this game down now, right? Get it to the line, try to go for the and ones. There's still plenty of time for the Panthers to come back, and now they're adding a little pressure.
Yeah, gets the friendly bounce on the free throw, so 8-point differential. By the way, Kyle Rode was called for his 4th foul prior to that last timeout, so he is still out there right here with the basketball, playing with 4 fouls. Under 10 to shoot. Robinson, hard drive, and he was able to twirl it off of the glass and in. Did not have the angle, it appeared. He got it to go anyway. He's
hit some difficult shots today. He's really impressed by his level of athleticism, and defensively he's done a good job, but that's a better shot by Green. And a good decision. They're getting into the paint, Kanoa. That's where the Panthers have made a difference here in the last couple possessions. Instead of settling for mid-range or threes, now's the time to drive it, try it again. Slow this game down, get to the line.
Darius McGhee with it, 20 points. It's his 7th 20-point performance this season. Well, that pass by Rode was to nobody, as Robinson had cut, so a freebie here on the takeaway from Northern Iowa. Can they convert? The kick to Heisey for 3, rims out, offensive board, Fife with the follow, and it's down to a half dozen.
You'd expect to see McGhee take the shot on this possession. They said, hey, if the shot clock is down to 10 or less, it's going to be McGhee. But with Liberty, they have the advantage of Rode, who scored a bunch of buckets today. Robinson, who's done a great job. Keegan McDowell's also been a reliable scorer for them. But here's McGhee off the bounce. Are you serious? Whoa.
And a timeout taken by Liberty after that phenomenal shot by Darius McGhee. He now has 22, and this one, you could tell by Brooke Weisbro's reaction, this one was dandy.
Behind the back, step back, crossover, off balance. I mean, look at his balance. Jumping off the left hand, then shooting with the right. Over Carter. Wow. This next level right here. That's where that 38-inch vert is going to help you out too. Even though he didn't get up, he was able to jump laterally far enough to get out of the way of Carter's outstretched hand.
Yeah, that's an interesting story. Strength coach Henry Barrero worked at Nike for many years, actually trained alongside a lot of professional athletes of note. and perform some measurements similar to what he did while at Nike with Darius McGhee. His standing vertical, no step, nothing, 38 inches. Traditional vert measurement, 48 inches. And strength coach Henry Barrero says the only comp really would be Zion Williamson.
Yeah, that puts it a little bit in perspective, doesn't it? Zion Williamson, the human helicopter. And McGhee, such an underrated guy, but NBA scouts are going to take notice of him as the season goes on. He already set the school record for threes at Liberty. Got over 40 coming into this game. And Liberty is a program developing kind of place. They've had 15 guys sign pro contracts. And head coach Richie McKay in his 9th season, assistant to Tony Bennett, says Dick Bennett was his mentor. They know how to develop players to get to the next level.
Yeah, they're firing right now. Oh, good muscle move there by Carter. Looked like he had lost the handle, was able to maintain his composure and get the finish. So still a 6-point differential.
And I think if you're the Panthers, you got to step up. You got to try to create turnovers right now. I don't think you have time to play half-court defense.
Drive by McDowell. Back up top, here's McGhee, under 10 to shoot.
Oh, showtime right now.
Looking to go to work. That one rims out. Fight for the rebound, and it is won by Bourne. The double on Green. Good ball movement. Open look for Heisey. And a whistle is called. It's going to stay here. It's going to go against Liberty. Looks like Abii may pick this one up.
Wow, 2 really good opportunities for UNI from the corner. Wide open threes, exactly what you want. And that's got to be disappointing. You're trying to take those shots, get your team back in the game. But that's where that pressure comes in. You feel it all at the moment. But great job by Fife, too. I think he's been the guy that has kept them somewhat alive here, especially late in the second half. Yeah,
that foul on Abii, his first, but 7th team foul. So a 1-on-1 bonus opportunity here for Northern Iowa. Fife first free throw is good. Fife 3 for 4 from the line here this morning. Second free throw rattles home. He is a 72% free throw shooter coming in on the season. 4-point difference. 1 minute left to play.
Interesting. Sorry, Kanoa, to see McGhee playing off the ball.
Robinson lost the handle, lost it out of bounds. It belongs to the Panthers.
That's a big turnover there. I'm surprised that Liberty didn't get the ball in the hands of McGhee and allow him to create, especially off the high ball screen. Instead, Rode had it. And here's where Robinson, in my opinion, a couple possessions has held onto the ball a little too long. You're going to run into the wall. You're not going to push back Austin Fife. You cannot outbody him. So keep the ball moving and get a better shot.
All right, so 42.4 to play. UNI with it. What's the call?
Fine Fife. But Liberty put Blake Preston in, who's been shown to be a very good defender. And he's somebody that can somewhat match Fife for strength.
Green on the drive. The turnaround shot, it's contested, trickles off the rim. Rebound, Preston on the box out. And a foul will send Blake Preston to shoot the bonus at the other end.
Great substitution by Richie McKay to put number 32, Blake Preston, in to try and handle the size and strength of Austin Fife. Preston at 6'9", 225 pounds. Bodied up, and that might be the box out of the game. That's the big-time rebound for the Flames.
So UNI, once again, playing without usual starter Trey Burhow, averaging 8 points, about 5 rebounds per game, having to compensate for that absence. But A.J. Green, their top scorer, just 9 points on 4 of 11 shooting, 0 for 4 from downtown. And now Preston trying to add to the lead, misses the front end.
You got to go quick. You have literally no time right now. If you're A.J. Green, that's a big foul right there.
Preston, about 30 feet in front of the rim.
I mean, you want to hedge, but you also want to be cognizant of not making contact right now. Stay in front without fouling.
And that sends A.J. Green, an 85% free throw shooter, to the line. He's 1 of 2 so far in this game. So 1-and-1 opportunity here. And coolly, A.J. Green knocks down the first, the 6'4", 190-pound junior from Cedar Falls, Iowa.
It's crazy to think had the Panthers hit one of those corner threes, they'd either be tied or have the lead. So as many shots as they've missed today, especially from behind the line, they're just 6 of 21. They've gotten themselves in this game within 1 possession right now.
Green knocks down the second. A.J. Green, who played just 3 games last year and saw his season end because of a hip injury, which required 2 surgeries. But back in the 2019-2020 season, he was the Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Year, and he cuts the lead down to 2. Full court pressure from the Panthers.
Got to try to get a turnover or foul. Almost a mishandle. Yep. Abii's a 90% free throw shooter. He's not the guy you want to foul.
Yeah, Abii, 9 of 10 from the line on the season. This will be his first attempt coming up. So how about some of the grit from Northern Iowa, though? A 6-0 run here to put them within 2. And they have proven that they will not give up easily.
Yeah, this is a fundamentally sound team, as is Liberty. Abii's been big in this game. 2 big shots for him right now.
And he hits the first. This guy's been impressive, the 6'7", 220-pound sophomore.
So if you're Liberty, you want to defend against the 3, you want to switch everything, all screens.
Misses the second.
Stay in front. You got to think that A.J. Green's going to be the guy to take this 3.
To tie it. He gets fouled in the act.
Wow. You heard the collective sigh from the crowd. And that's Shiloh Robinson with the contact.
So Abii misses the second of the 1-and-1 bonus free throw opportunities at the other end. And here's A.J. Green looking to tie it, and then Shiloh Robinson commits the foul. 3 shots here for Green, and he misses the first.
Oh my gosh. We got it's a nail biter first thing in the morning. Who needs coffee?
That's right.
Right?
This is the wake-up call right here. All right. So what does he do here, Brooke?
For me, I'm missing the shot. I'm trusting my big guys. I'm confused why Fife's out of this game. For me, if I'm Coach Jacobson, I'm looking to miss the shot, have Fife go in, try to get me that offensive rebound and put back. That's a lot of time. You got to inbound the ball, foul. I don't know. For me, that eats up too much clock.
He makes the second. The next foul will also be 2 automatic free throws as opposed to the 1-and-1.
Good call. Got to go for the steal with a quick foul.
Quickly get it into McDowell, and he is one of their best free throw shooters. In fact, their best, 91.7 percentage-wise on the season.
Foul number 4, A.J. Green, the second.
Yeah, if it were me, I'd have a different strategy for that last shot. I would have kept Fife in the game and tried to get him in a good position. But missing free throws is actually really hard. People think it's easy to just miss automatically, but it's not how you train your body. You don't train it to miss. Keegan McDowell, 92%. He's the right guy to have on the line if you're Liberty.
Makes it look pretty easy and calm from the free throw line there, 76-74. So UNI will at least have a chance to tie, depending on what happens on this free throw by McDowell. Second free throw's off the mark. A chance to tie or even take the lead. Green, this will be for the win! And that is how this one comes to an end. Just before noon Hawaii time, Liberty survives against the Panthers of UNI, 76-74.
We got to give a lot of credit to the Panthers. They stayed in the fight. never gave up, and although they didn't shoot well from behind the line, just 6 of 22, they stayed confident, and this is as good a shot as you can ask for if you're A.J. Green, who ends the game today 0 for 5 from the three-point line. Good screen there by Fife. He gets separation. A little too much muscle on that shot. Goes air ball. But man, my mind is going back to those two corner wide open threes that the Panthers had. That would have given them the lead and the win in this game, but instead Liberty killing it from behind the three-point line today. That guy right there, McGhee, was a big difference maker.
Yeah, 4 players in double figures for Liberty, with McGhee leading the way with 22. So the Flames advance to the semifinals on Thursday. Next up will be Wyoming and Stanford to see who plays Liberty in the next round. You see the rest of the day's action, which is scheduled as well. So that will do it for game 1 here. Once again, the final score, 76-74, Liberty over Northern Iowa. For Brooke Weisbrod, I'm Kanoa Leahy. We'll be back in about 20 minutes for game 2 between Wyoming and Stanford.